Hi guys, welcome to another setup video on Assetto Corsa Competizione on the PlayStation 5. Once again we're in the BMW M4 GT3 car and this time we're at Imola. So let's jump straight in and have a look at the lap then. It's really important to get a good exit from the final corner so we start our lap as strongly as possible. Now as always this is done in a free practice session and the lap we're about to see is my third flying lap. So the setup I've used comes into its own on the second and third flying laps. The first flying lap isn't particularly quick, but the tyres are still getting up to pressure. So looking ahead to turn one then, and we want to be braking about 150 metres down into second gear and try to take as much curve as possible, but avoiding the sausages. And then we're flat through the right-hander and the left-hander, using as much of the track as possible on the exit. And then we're going to go up into fifth and down to 2 gears for the first part, and then down 1 more gear as we turn into the second part. You can see I nearly ran wide there and I do lose a little bit of time. Then down into first gear for the hairpin and try to get the car rotated and on the power as early as possible up the hill. If you look at the delta at the top of the screen, you can see we are losing a little bit of time as we head up the hill because we had a better exit on a previous lap. Looking to brake just after the 50 board down into third gear, and don't run too wide on the exit because you will invalidate your lap time. And then into Aqua Minerale, very tricky braking zone. Use a little bit of brake, a little bit of throttle, a little bit of brake again, down into second gear. Make sure you don't lose the rear of the car there. It's very easy for the rear of the car to slide as you head up the hill and lose a bit of time because the TC kicks in. And then braking just as the curb starts on the left hand side. Try to take as much of the right hand curb as possible. Keep a bit of throttle over the left hand curb and then on full power once the car stabilises itself. And then as we head down the hill, you want to stick over to the left hand side and then into the right so you get the straightest braking zone. We're braking just after the 100 metre board, down into second gear, get the car rotated by using that inside curb, and then again try and use that inside curb a bit more than I did there, and on the power as soon as you can as we head out of the final corner, making sure you stick over the right hand side just to shorten the distance a little bit, and we cross the line to do a 1:40.5. So the car feels really nice with this setup, and there's definitely a few more tenths in the lap time. Obviously this is a track that's always quite tricky with the big sausage curbs. To get the perfect lap it can be quite tricky sometimes. Right, so let's have a look at the setup itself then. So the temperatures today were 17 degrees ambient and 22 degrees track. So having a look at the tyre pressures then, obviously if the track temperatures are a little bit warmer, you'll want to come down with those tyre pressures a little bit. Electronics, we've got the TC on 3 and ABS on 3. I'd probably go to 4s during the race just to look after the tyres a little bit and make sure there's less chance of any mistakes. We're using 17 laps of fuel. That gives us 4 laps including the out lap, so 3 flying laps, and the front brakes and rear brakes obviously on pad type 1. Brake bars towards the rear as always, and a little bit of an increase in the rear anti-roll bar. And then with the dampers I think we'll just come down with the fast bump and fast rebound on the front and the rear of the car. And then the Aero, we have front on 52mm, rear on 62mm, using quite a lot of rake. We've got the rear wing on 8, so maximum downforce, and then the brake ducts are both on 3. Obviously once again if the temperatures are a bit warmer you want to open those brake ducts a little bit more. Now thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments which tracks you'd like to see next, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see more setup videos just like this in the future.